Why intelligent design is not religion. Intelligent design is a legitimate scientific theory, grounded in empirical observation and logical inference, rather than religious doctrine. To clarify this discussion, it is important to examine what distinguishes science from religion, and how intelligent design fits within these parameters. The foundation of intelligent design. Intelligent design is a scientific theory that posits that certain features of the universe and living organisms are best explained by an intelligent cause, rather than by undirected natural processes such as evolution by natural selection. The theory draws on concepts from information theory, molecular biology, and the study of complex systems to show that some biological structures, and some cosmological structures, exhibit features that are indicative of purpose and intelligent design. Such features include irreducible complexity and functional specified complexity, which are evidence of intelligent design in uniform human experience and uniform scientific experience in every other field of science and technological design. For example, proponents of intelligent design point to the bacterial flagellum, a complex molecular motor, as an example of irreducible complexity. They show that this structure could not have arisen through a step-by-step evolutionary process because the removal of any one part would result in a non-functional system. Instead, such systems are best explained by the action of an intelligent designer. This designer could, in principle, be an intelligent alien, or aliens, or an alien civilization. Such a designer would fit in with any artificially constrained naturalistic requirement for science. The failure of demarcation by gerrymandering. 1. Alternatively, the designer could be God, which would fit a broader definition of science as unbiased truth-seeking based on empirical data. 2. In addition, most philosophers of science have realized that it is impossible to provide universal criteria to demarcate what is science versus what is non-science. We have discussed this in another video. So, it is nothing more than uneducated prejudice to label intelligent design as non-science. 3. In addition, atheists do not have any clear demarcation criterion for what is natural versus what is supernatural. 4. Some atheists define natural as everything that exists, and supernatural as things that do not exist. So, if God exists, God is natural. So, in such a view, we cannot discard intelligent design merely because of any alleged theistic implications, because such theistic implications would also be natural, since God is natural in this atheist definition of natural versus supernatural. 5. Other atheists define natural as only things that exist or can exist in metaphysical materialism. However, if metaphysical materialism is true, then free will is logically impossible, and so is consciousness. So, the overwhelming evidence that we truly have free will, beyond a reasonable doubt, shows that metaphysical materialism is false. And similarly, the overwhelming evidence that we truly have consciousness, beyond a reasonable doubt, shows that metaphysical materialism is false. So, to limit science to only things that are natural, in this definition above, is to base a definition of science on an atheist metaphysics that is clearly false. So, such a definition of science is completely irrational, and no sane, intelligent, rational person needs to subscribe to such an irrational definition. 6. So, such demarcation attempts are complete failures. Science versus religion. Key distinctions. To understand why intelligent design is not religion, it is crucial to distinguish between science and religion. Science is a systematic method of investigating the natural world, relying on empirical evidence, experimentation, and logical reasoning to formulate and test hypotheses. Scientific theories are subject to falsification. They can be proven wrong by new evidence or better explanations that better fit the evidence. Science can validly infer the existence of an unseen, causal entity that is not directly observed. This is done for elementary particles, for instance, that cannot be directly observed. In contrast, religion is often, though not exclusively, based on faith, spiritual experiences, and the interpretation of sacred texts, often, though not exclusively, involving beliefs that are not subject to empirical testing or falsification. Intelligent design, as a theory, does not rely on faith or religious texts. Instead, it starts from empirical observations of nature and employs scientific reasoning to infer the presence of design. While ID may have philosophical or theological implications, similar to how the Big Bang theory has implications for cosmological origins, the theory itself is built on scientific methodology rather than religious belief. The failure of demarcation by implications. Many atheist leaders have claimed that evolution has anti-theistic and atheistic metaphysical implications, eliminating any need for God. In that sense, evolution functions in the role of religion for many atheists. And yet, atheists do not discard evolution merely because of its anti-theistic implications. So, if we are expected to not discard evolution merely because of its anti-theistic implications, then we should not be expected to discard intelligent design merely because of its possibly theistic implications. The role of inference in science. One of the central arguments for intelligent design is the use of inference to the best explanation, a common scientific method. Scientists frequently infer the existence of causes that are not directly observable by examining the effects they produce. For example, the existence of black holes was inferred long before they could be directly observed, based on their gravitational effects on nearby objects. In the same way, proponents of intelligent design infer the existence of an intelligent cause by observing the effects of what they interpret as complex and purposeful design in nature. This method of reasoning is not unique to intelligent design. It is a standard scientific practice used in fields ranging from archaeology to forensic science. The key point is that intelligent design makes testable claims about the natural world, which can be evaluated based on evidence. Intelligent design and the search for mechanisms. Another aspect of intelligent design that distinguishes it from religion is its focus on mechanisms and processes that can be scientifically investigated. While atheists sometimes claim that ID necessarily invokes a supernatural designer and thus lies outside the domain of science, proponents show that the theory does not specify the nature of the designer. Instead, ID focuses on identifying patterns in nature that indicate design, leaving the nature and identity of the designer as a separate philosophical or theological question. In this respect, intelligent design is akin to other scientific theories that propose the existence of an unknown cause. For instance, physicists currently hypothesize the existence of dark matter to explain certain gravitational effects in the universe, even though the exact nature of dark matter remains unknown. The search for the mechanisms by which design operates in the natural world is an ongoing area of research within the intelligent design community, and this pursuit aligns with the scientific method of exploring and understanding natural phenomena. Misconceptions and the God of the gaps argument. A common atheist critique of intelligent design is that it constitutes a God of the gaps argument. This criticism suggests that intelligent design merely invokes a designer to fill in the gaps of scientific knowledge, places where current scientific theories, such as Darwinian evolution, may struggle to provide a complete explanation. Critics claim that as science advances, these gaps will eventually be closed, rendering the design argument unnecessary. However, proponents of intelligent design show that their argument is not based on gaps in knowledge, but rather on positive evidence for design. They show that certain features of biological systems exhibit patterns that are best explained by an intelligent cause, rather than by undirected processes. For example, the specified complexity found in DNA sequences, which carry vast amounts of information, is shown to be analogous to human-designed information systems, such as computer codes or written language. This is clear positive evidence for design, not merely a placeholder for what science has yet to explain. Moreover, the God of the gaps criticism assumes that all gaps in scientific knowledge will eventually be filled by naturalistic explanations. While scientific progress has indeed closed some gaps over time, there is no guarantee that every question can be answered purely through naturalistic processes. The argument of intelligent design is that some features of the natural world are best understood through the inference of an intelligent cause, rather than assuming a naturalistic explanation will eventually be found. In addition, the trend in the 20th and 21st centuries has been that science is discovering more and more features in biology and cosmology that point to the failures of naturalistic mechanisms. And science is discovering more and more features that show purpose and markers of intelligent design in the biosphere and in the cosmos. Intelligent design in scientific discourse. It is important to recognize that intelligent design is not a religious doctrine, but a scientific hypothesis that competes with other hypotheses within the framework of scientific discourse. Like any scientific theory, it is subject to scrutiny, criticism, and refinement based on new evidence and insights. The controversy surrounding intelligent design is often fueled by its implications for certain religious and philosophical views, but the theory itself does not rely on religious premises. For example, the theory of Darwinian evolution also has philosophical implications, particularly for materialism and naturalism, and atheism. Yet, these implications, by themselves, do not make evolution a religious theory. Similarly, the potential theological implications of intelligent design do not disqualify it from being considered a scientific theory. What matters in science is the validity of the arguments, the quality of the evidence, and the ability of the theory to make predictions and be subjected to testing. Intelligent design has made several testable claims, such as the irreducible complexity of certain biological systems, the specified complexity in genetic information, and the sudden appearance of novel biological forms in the fossil record, as seen in the Cambrian explosion. These claims can be investigated based on empirical evidence. Conclusion: intelligent design science is different from religion in several key ways. It is grounded in empirical observation, employs logical and scientific reasoning, and makes testable claims about the natural world. While intelligent design may have philosophical or theological implications, these do not disqualify it from being considered a scientific theory. The core of intelligent design lies in the inference of an intelligent cause based on observed patterns of complexity and information in biological systems, an approach that is consistent with the methodologies of science. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and comment below if you agree or would like to add your thoughts.